across the lower 48.
Merry Christmas to you and yours. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno, joined by meteorologist Paul Goodlow to get you through this holiday period. Today's going to be a great day.
Yep, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa as well. The Weather Channel has you covered from coast to coast on this December 25th morning. So folks have probably been up for a couple of hours, and if you're getting sleepy, this will
wake you
back up.
I was just going to say, there is no one more festive, except for maybe one man who might pop into our show today.
Yeah, Santa.
But Paul, his jacket lights up. I don't know if you could tell.
Yeah, it's hard. We can't really dim the studio lights, but it's Christmas. If I got one day I could wear this. So I'm taking advantage of it.
We've got so much for you today here. So full, very holiday festive show.
Yeah. So we're also talking about weather because folks are still out and about and traveling. And there's no bigger deal than getting home for the holidays. Only a few neighborhoods.
Well, Merry Christmas to you and yours. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno, joined by meteorologist Paul Goodlow. Here, we'll get you through your Christmas day. We are ready. We are festive, but none of us as festive as Paul.
You got your Halloween, then you got your Christmas. 2 days, You can go to the nines in terms of the outfits here. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah as well. As Weather Channel has you covered from coast to coast. Like I said before, relatively quiet weather. We do have some rain in the west and some mountain snow. Folks in Salt Lake and Park City waking up to fresh snow coming down on this Christmas morning. And people in New York City had a white Christmas.
And that's a big deal because you have not had a white Christmas in New York City since, since 15 years.
2009.
2009.
And again, the white Christmas definition is 1 inch of snow on the ground on Christmas Day. Actually, they kind of measure at 7 a.m. in the morning, but if you have 1 inch throughout the day, it still qualifies as a white Christmas.
Well, we picked up nearly 2 inches over the weekend, and we picked up another inch yesterday. I mean, just how festive is that? And you're not dealing with any travel challenges from it out there.
Yeah.
That's what's the best.
Things change, though, tomorrow. There's in fact no bigger deal than getting home for the holidays.
Traveling and take a look at some of the challenges. All of those scenes actually looked pretty good out there. But we've had some issues with fog in the middle of the country.
Jen?
Well, in the west, we do have one system after another that has been just pummeling the west coast. And so we're kind of in between. The next one is on its way in right now. And you can see the rain has now made its way into Seattle, into Portland, sort of held off for most of the early morning. But boy, now that you're waking up out here, it's 9 o'clock. Although if you've got kids, you've been up for a while, right? But we do have a rainy day ahead for you in Seattle and Portland, and eventually in Eugene and Medford, and snow at the higher spots. I was looking at Salt Lake City, and we changed over to rain at the airport. There's probably still some snow around. We were snow for most of the morning, but temperatures are kind of marginal. We're not that cold, and we'll likely change everyone over to rain there. We have one atmospheric river after another coming into the west. Today's moves in. We see that moisture then take a quick break with another one coming in as we get you into Thursday. And then again into Friday. Look at another push of moisture making its way in from the Pacific Ocean into the west coast. Another brief break, and then look what's waiting in the wings. Maybe not as strong, but there's still more out there. So it's an active time frame. It's really churns up the Pacific Ocean. Waves have been really large, up over 24 feet. They're just offshore. We've had some huge waves crashing onshore. I know it's been quite the show, but be really cautious if you want to go out to see those waves. Make sure you're in a safe spot where the waves aren't going to be crashing onshore. And you always need to be aware of those sneaker waves, too, that can get even higher or move farther than you expect. Now, for rainfall, it's adding up this week. This is through Sunday, so it's not just from one storm, but from these multiple storms that we're getting. We've got a widespread 3 to 5 inches of rain from western Washington, Oregon into northern California, with spots getting more than 5 to 8 inches and even 8 to 12 inches of rainfall. Snowfall, too, will be really adding up at some of the highest peaks. This 5 to 6 feet is not where most of us will be, but we will get snow at the passes, so traction tires and chain controls are necessary. Traveling on I-80 as well. There were some spinouts yesterday. It wasn't the biggest of snow, but it was enough to create some slushy conditions, and that made it slippery, and that can lead to accidents. So hopefully that's not going to happen as we get through the rest of this travel period. I know the rest of the week here is back on the roads, right? Maybe today you're home, you're listening to the raindrops outside. But as we get through the rest of the week, we've got more to come. And while there's some brief breaks out there, we don't really see a long break. We're not going to get a lot of rain in Los Angeles, though. I think most of the moisture just stays too far north.
Well, let's take it to the east right now. So the best time to bust a drought is going to be in the colder months. So that's the only good news with that. For travelers, though, it could slow things down, definitely on the roadways here. And also got to keep an eye on the airport. Some of that rain, low clouds could also slow things down there.
I know. We've made it through the first half of the holiday travel season without really any major weather challenges. So fingers crossed for the rest. Paul, you look great. You would fit right in here where we're going next. It's not just Christmas here on Earth. Astronauts are getting into the spirit, 250 miles up in the sky.
Welcome to the...
Paul is jealous of the hat situation.
I mean, my hat blends into the background here, but it's a tree hat. But the Santa hats just stick up in zero G.
I know, that works out. That's why the balloon hat works good for you too. Well, our question of the day is about your favorite Christmas memory. Merry Christmas, everyone, to you and yours. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno, joined by meteorologist Paul Goodlow and by Santa Claus himself.
Yes, Santa is here. And Santa, I'm glad you're here. You're sitting down because you've had a very, very busy night. But I think the gift that many people are happy about is the pretty tranquil weather we had into this morning.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I can't imagine what you went through last night. There were some thunderstorms in Texas. Rain. You had a little snow in Russia, I think. Yeah. Jet stream winds. I mean, literally went through everything.
Okay, so Santa, you've been around the world. You're tired, but really, I mean, you can tell us. We won't tell anyone. Where are the best treats that are left for you? What part of the world has the best treats that you enjoy?
The best cookies.
I'll say Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York has the best cookies. All right. You heard it from the big man himself.
I think the Bills would rather have perhaps a Super Bowl victory this year than anything else, but maybe.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you left a few extra presents still left in your bag for us here at the Weather Channel.
We appreciate Santa's for his visit, but I tell you what, in terms of the weather, a lot of folks still traveling, trying to get to where they are. Also for cities like even Indy, plenty of wet weather coming this way. You notice the temperatures 40s and low to mid 50s, so it's certainly not t-shirt weather, but it's too warm, Jen, to have snow in areas that definitely got a big blast of cold air not too long ago.
It doesn't matter if you're giving good news or bad news. When you're dressed so cute, you've got this great suit, it's covered in nutcrackers.
It softens the message.
The Santa hat, socks match, the cufflinks.
Cufflinks. Got to coordinate, Jen. Got to coordinate.
Yeah, looking good.
Nutcracker socks.
We're not just
I'm committed.
We're not just celebrating though here on Earth. Astronauts are getting into the spirit, 250 miles up in the sky.
Welcome to the image.
That's so cool, and they don't have gravity, so their hat.
My Santa hat
right up.
Needs that. I'm envious. I'm zero G envious because my hat would kind of float around.
When your hat's up like that, you're already taller than me. Then you're so much bigger.
All right.
I love that. You can't bring a lot to space of extra things besides food and experiments, right?
They count every single ounce.
Yes. But they brought the holiday decorations.
So how do they do laundry in space? Is it, I guess, dry cleaning? I mean,
I don't know, Febreze? That's another question.
All right.
Well, some of those magical Christmas memories, not just for humans, from our furry family members, travel conditions, it's overall pretty good, but it's not free and clear everywhere. We dealt with a lot of fog this morning, and I want to warn you that the fog is probably going to be back again tonight. So that's unfortunately when you have